Hello, it's Travis Edwards with another mental check. Take a shot of your positive vibes. Let's go! Welcome to another episode of the mental check. Take a shot of your positive vibes. Let's go! So today we are going to be talking about your self-image. And your self-image is a program in your subconscious mind. It's the way that you see yourself. It's not how you physically see yourself. It's basically how you see yourself inside. One of my mentors, I remember him mentioning a story where there were several ladies that actually changed their physical appearance, and some of them, they acted different once they were done their surgeries, and then some of them, despite doing their surgery and changing their face, we're not happy still. So it has nothing to do with your physical appearance. It has to do everything with how you were taught, or the subconscious thing, or the things that were taught to you when you were young. And so the way that your self-image works is kind of like a cybernetic system. Let me explain. So a thermostat is a cybernetic system. A airplane is a cybernetic system. What does that mean? So let's start with a thermostat. What a thermostat does is, if you set it to 26 degrees Celsius in your house, and the temperature is at 24 degrees, or the room temperature is at 24 degrees, the sensor is going to kick in and tell it to go up to 26 degrees. Once it gets to 26 degrees, then it basically hits the room temperature and maintains it, right? And same thing works for airplane. An airplane, if you guys didn't know this, is like, I can't remember what the percentage is, but most of its actual flight, it's actually off course. And the cybernetic system usually kicks back in to make sure it stays on course, right? So let's say if we're flying from Toronto all the way to Paris, France, basically anytime you go off course, the cybernetic system, the sensor kicks in, tells the controller, listen, we're off course. We need to get back down to where our trajectory is, or where we're going, and it kicks back in. That's exactly the same thing that happens with your self-image. Basically, when you were a child, there were certain things that you were told about yourself, and maybe because you didn't have a conscious mind, you accepted these things automatically, and it formed your self-image. And so the tough thing about that is that you need to work on yourself. You need to basically you do need to work on yourself to improve your self-image. Like, for example, I played sports. I was really good in sports. I got a lot of praise for that. And I noticed that my self-image was very, very high from the beginning, because of the things that I heard very, very early on. But then for other people, as I walked around, started observing other people and around in my environment, I realized the way that they function is basically because of what happened when they were younger. And so what you need to do is to change the program that is running for your self-image, especially if you don't like it. If you're operating at a high level right now, and even if you are operating at a level, you want to get to the next level, then you have to change your self-image. So the way that you change the self-image is kind of like what we talk about with paradigms. You need to create a new picture. So what I would suggest that you do is to get a piece of paper and write down a description of yourself. How do you see yourself? And put it in as much detail as possible, and read it at least twice a day. And so that you can change your self-image. So for example, mine is, I'm a successful, dynamic, one of the most successful and dynamic entrepreneurs in the city. When I walk into a room, my presence is felt because I am high energy. Something like that, right? So I've implanted these messages, and over the years, I'm noticing that all these things come true. So it's kind of like, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but that cat that sees himself as a lion in the picture, that's not physically what he's seeing. It's from the inside. So you can be a cat, but you can literally inside feel like a lion. And people, you can be that powerful. So you got to be able to work on your self-image and make sure that it's in alignment with everything, because your self-image is very dangerous if you don't correct it. It's going to control your income, how much money you make. So let's just say this. So you come into a lot of money. You're not used to having a lot of money. You come into a lot of money, and your self-image is not maybe you've said to yourself, or you were taught that money is not a good thing. So what's going to happen is you're going to immediately, because of your self-image, get rid of that money. Not because you want to, it's just because that's the way you've been conditioned. And so you're going to find ways to get rid of that money, or the money's going to be taken away from you. And you don't know why. Same thing if you're going after a weight loss goal. If your self-image or your paradigm is that I'm fat, then what's going to happen is you'll lose some weight and then you'll gain it all right back because your self-image hasn't changed. So even thing with relationships. If you're in a relationship and you don't like the relationship, if you get into a relationship and the person you're with is not ideal for you, or you're with someone and they maybe not where you want them to be, then you will either stay in the relationship or you'll get out of the relationship based on what your self-image is. So this controls every single area of your life. So your self-image is very, very important. You will never out-earn your self-image, ever. So your goal is to focus on creating a new self-image every single time. Once you get to another level, create another self-image. Once you get to another level, create another self-image so that you can continue to increase in income, increase in relationships, increase in a whole bunch of other things as well. And so it's not just about income, but your self-image controls everything, even just your daily activity. If you think you're a person that is highly productive, highly effective, then you're going to act like it too. And so it's very, very important that you guys understand this. I hope you guys got a lot of value out of it. I will catch you guys soon. Peace.